Hey guys, apologies for my voice. I'm sick. I'm actually going for a COVID test in about 3 hours, but this was too important not to post a video about and get as much information out there as we can. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. No intros, no anything, no animals with me. We're just going to go. Please watch this to the end. Please go into the description. There's going to be links for pertinent things here. I need every single person that watches this to share it, to participate, to help, whether it's phone call, email, whatever it is, in a professional manner. We obviously, as we've discussed before, and as most of you are aware, have a lot of legal things going on right now with reptiles. They're coming after a lot of different stuff. Once again, as we've said in the past, once they get their foot in the door, it just keeps snowballing. And here's an example of that. Florida tegus fell, South Carolina tegus fell, now South Carolina again. Now, South Carolina already has restrictions and bans on their native venomous species. This time, they're going after non-native venomous species. And so what's happening here that's of the greatest concern is not just that this legislation was introduced, but that it wasn't introduced at all. So what they did is they had bills relating to totally different things, not reptiles whatsoever, that have already gone through the legislative process, been approved here, been approved there, all this stuff left. Now their session is ending. This is about to pass. They went in, edited it, and put this stuff in. That is not democracy. That is not the system that we have in place. If we allow this to go through and we stay quiet, this opens up a precedent that's Pandora's box for this industry. Because once they can do this and get away with it, then they're going to do it with everything. Why go through the legislative process and risk getting it blocked when you can slip it in the back door at the last minute? So they are voting on this tomorrow. So all we have is today and tomorrow. And they didn't let anybody know this in the public. Thankfully, we have USARC who pays attention to everything, has people all over the place that are paying attention to this kind of stuff. So there'll be links in there. You can call the governor's office today, call them. Remember to always be polite and to be professional. Try to stick with your concerns about the legal process here as opposed to your personal anecdotes or what you keep or whatever. They don't care about that ultimately. As much as I might, as much as I enjoy hearing the stories of what you keep, they don't care about us. They don't care about these animals. One of the most concerning things about this is what they said and why they were doing it this way. They basically said in not so many words that the people of South Carolina cannot be trusted to make their own decisions, and so that they need to make the decisions for them. Now, keep in mind that these people work for us, not me specifically because I don't live in South Carolina, but still, if you live in South Carolina, they work for you. You don't work for them. They don't make decisions for you. You need to tell them what you want done, and they're not giving you that opportunity. Not only are they not giving you the opportunity, but they're just making the decision for you and saying that, you know what, you can't responsibly have this. No one should have it. And the crazy thing is they're making it a felony. So if you get caught, it's a felony on your record. Now, all of a sudden, what do you lose with felonies? A lot of things. Not good. So I don't want to be a felon, especially when one day you're a law-abiding citizen and the next day you're a felon. That's not fair. So that's an issue. If you get caught, you're also going to pay heavy fines. You're going to do up to 5 years in prison, along with your felony that you now have on your record, and you're now a felon, and it's harder to find jobs. And some places you might be restricted from voting or not have access to owning a firearm, whatever it is. Even though you haven't done anything violent, you haven't done anything even bad. You were a law-abiding citizen today, and tomorrow you may not be. Now, for those people that think that you'll just keep doing it and keep it quiet and whatever, Rob just pointed out on the Nerd live stream, which is a good point to bring up. Maine did something where somebody had a Burmese python, and they're illegal in Maine. They showed up with police, their fishery service there, whatever, and basically almost military police as well. SWAT suits, ARs, the whole nine for this Burmese python. Now, not only did they euthanize the Burmese python, but they also euthanized the person's other two snakes, which were 100% legal in the state. And the reason that they did it was because they said they couldn't identify them. And we're talking about a boa and a rat snake. not stuff that's particularly difficult to identify if you have any idea what you're doing. But the reality is that these people don't even know their native species very well that are enforcing this stuff, let alone non-native species. And so what Maine did when they got pushback from euthanizing these animals is they just went and banned pretty much everything up in Maine. So Maine went from all right to terrible as far as laws go. And why did they make these laws? Not because of a concern of what people were doing, but because they didn't want to have to educate themselves on how to enforce their current laws, so they just made blanket ones. So these are huge issues that need to be addressed. So I don't want to go on for this too long, but we all need to take a few minutes, send an email. It takes no effort. USARC's really good about giving you everything. I'm going to link you right to that. They'll even give you samples typically of what you can write. But once again, remember to focus on the fact that you are concerned about the legality of this and them slipping it in the back door like this and not giving people, the constituents and everybody, a chance to reply, a chance to let their voice be heard. And even when we do get that opportunity, to look at Florida recently, I don't know if you guys were involved in that at all, but they opened up for public comment. And while their constituents were sitting there talking to them and explaining why they wanted to oppose this, the legislators were getting up and leaving the room and not even listening to the people that vote for them during a short window of public comment. They couldn't even stay sitting down for an hour or two and listen to their constituents. That's how little they care about you. So you guys need to make sure that this is loud and it's respectful. Being disrespectful just makes us look like what they already think of us. So they don't like us. That's not a secret. If you haven't figured that out by now, I don't know what to tell you, but be respectful. Make sure you cite that this is not the democratic process of this country. And it's not the democratic process of South Carolina. That needs to be stated. You need to say how concerned you are that they're doing this. You know, tell them that you're concerned about the fact, especially if you're a constituent of South Carolina, tell them you're concerned about the fact that they don't think that you are capable of making decisions for yourself. That's something you say about a little kid. That's not something you say about an adult. And I know a lot of people are not that bright. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in South Carolina that are thinking, there's a lot of people here that aren't that bright. But it doesn't matter. These people work for you. You need to make them work for you. You guys voted for them, and this is what they're doing to you. They're telling you that you're not capable of making decisions, yet they accepted the decision of you to vote for them just fine. They accept the decisions that you make that put money in their pocket, but they don't think you can make your own decisions in your day-to-day life in your home. So that's a concern. So I'm going to cut this short here. I'll put the information in the links. Drop a comment, share this please, like this video. We have to get this out as much as possible. There's other stuff, there's Nerds live streams, there's all kinds of people that are going to be involved in this very quickly. But we have to act fast because we have basically today. Get it done today, don't wait until tomorrow. If you are in South Carolina, they are meeting and organizing at the place that's listed on the USARC page as well. And I'll make sure there's a link for that information there. So if you are there and you're able to go in person, because they're not listening to our emails and to our phone calls as much as we would like, they are obviously seeing them all, they're getting them all, but it's you know, we still need to do it, but if you can be there in person, it's that much better, because then they can't sweep you under the rug, they can't get up and walk out of the room. You can call them out on it and say, hey, this is my moment to speak, please, you know, be respectful and listen to me and what I have to say. So keep it professional, keep it respectful, keep it about the legal system, you know, and whatever. If you want to suggest doing a permit system is not the worst thing. I do put some caution with that because I've watched the permit system here get misused years ago. But we need to do something that makes sense. This does not make sense. And it's not constitutional, really. So let's make sure that's heard. Thank you guys very much, and hopefully I'll be better soon and be able to go back to making some more videos. I'm going to try to shoot some this week, depending on how I feel. All right, thank you guys.